been waiting for this moment. It's everything you could ever want out of a breakfast or dessert, where you're gonna leave extremely satiated, extremely happy, extremely fall themed, and extremely within your macros. You smell that? It is fall, ladies and gentlemen, and you know what that means. We gotta get to cooking. And boy, do I have some recipes lined up for you today. So as the prices of pumpkin are rising rapidly, so are my senses for nutmeg, cinnamon, and maple, I guess. I'm gonna show you some incredible, still very high protein, little higher calorie, and quite actually, oh, so delicious recipes in today's video. If you do me a huge favor before we get into the video, at least for the apron's sake, give the video a thumbs up. It really does help the video grow. It helps my channel grow, so thank you for that. If you're new to the channel, become a subscriber. I'll leave it right there. Let's get into the very first recipe. And let me tell you right now, we are starting out with an absolute banger. I have been making this recipe for about 3 years now, right around fall season, and it never, ever disappoints. This could be an extremely high volume, extremely tasty, and high protein breakfast, or you wanna end your night with a little bit of carbs and some protein, have this for dessert as well. Now, before I get into all the ingredients and everything like that, please note, this is an extreme way of making it, something that I've kind of developed over the past couple years. It does not need to be this involved. You don't need to use everything that I have in here, but this is the way I like making it when I go all out. Very simple, you can do this with 3 ingredients: your oatmeal, some sort of liquid, some sort of protein, and some pumpkin puree. Without further ado, let me show you my pumpkin pie oatmeal. We have our quick oats, some pumpkin pie spice, as well as some cinnamon, some vanilla extract, organic pumpkin puree, a little bit of salt, some sort of protein that's gonna mix well with your fall theme, sugar-free, fat-free Jell-O cheesecake flavor, Dan & Light & Fit Greek yogurt, a little bit of Lily's chocolate chips, and some low-fat graham crackers to go along with it. And I forgot to say some sort of liquid. I'm gonna use cashew milk, but you can use almond milk or water. Milk doesn't really matter. So let's get straight into the recipe. In a glass bowl, you're gonna wanna add 60 grams of quick oats. Next, you wanna add about a dash of pumpkin pie spice, a dash of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and about a pinch of salt. You wanna do about 175 to 200 grams or milliliters of whatever liquid you're gonna use. Simply stir it around real quick and put it in the microwave for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. All right, as it comes out, it should be pretty thick, which is a good thing. Next up, we wanna add our pumpkin puree. Also, make sure you're using pumpkin puree instead of pumpkin pie mix, because you will be saving a lot of calories doing so. So I add about 150 grams of the pumpkin puree and 1 scoop of protein. We are using the Cinnamon Toast GNC brand protein. It's actually pretty good. Next up, just mix everything around. So very simply, now you are pretty much done. And it tastes absolutely unreal. It tastes like an inside of a pumpkin pie, but for less calories and way more protein. But like I said, the way I've kind of mastered it, the way I like to do it now, is with a little bit extra. Let me show you what I mean. All right, if we simply set this aside, grab a second bowl and add about 120 to 150 grams of your Dan & Light & Fit Greek yogurt. Next, a dash of your pumpkin pie spice, about 5 to 7 grams of your sugar-free, fat-free cheesecake Jell-O, and about a 1/4 scoop more of protein. And simply mix that together. And once that's fully blended, you're just gonna wanna evenly spread it over your pumpkin oatmeal. Next step is a simple one. All you gotta do is top it. I'm gonna use some Lily's chocolate chips and some crumbled up low-fat graham crackers. And here we have it. This is one absolutely stunning bowl of pumpkin oatmeal. The aroma coming out of it screams fall. It screams it enough to break your eardrums through the other eardrum, back into your ear and out the other ear. That is how fall this is. And if you wanna take this recipe one step further, something I didn't do tonight, but you can do and I've done before and is incredible, is putting in the air fryer at about 350 to 380. 5 to 7 minutes, the oatmeal starts to bake a little bit, the graham crackers on top get crispy, and the chocolate chips get to melt a little bit and sink into it. It makes for an outrageous breakfast or dessert with a lot of protein and some pretty awesome macros. Oh yes, I have been looking forward to this literally all day. So one thing I love is you get a ton of different layers and textures when you bite into this. So you obviously have your crunchies up top with the graham crackers, your thick icing in the middle, and then your oats at the bottom with some great creaminess to it. Why wait any longer? I just want to get a bite in. First of all, I think you put anabolic icing on just about anything, it's gonna taste crazy, crazy good. And the oatmeal by itself, before you put on the icing, before you put on the toppings, literally by itself is so good. The pumpkin pie spice from Trader Joe's really adds a great touch to it. The creaminess, the thickness, the flavor of the protein from the GNC Cinnamon Toast Protein, all complements this all so well. So I know you're thinking, Joey, you've sold me on it. I wanna go make it right now. Can you please give me the recipe? Well, I already kinda did, but let me show you the macros as well. So in the entire bowl, everything included in toppings as well, we are sitting at 660 calories. That's actually pretty good considering how big voluminous this bowl is. And we pop into the macros, we're sitting at a whopping 56 grams of protein with some good fats in there and some decent amount of carbs as well. So you can easily have a dessert like this, or even a breakfast like this, whether you're cutting, bulking, or somewhere in between, it all fits in. So this is tonight's dessert, an absolutely stunning dessert if I say so myself, but this is not all, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you in the next recipe. All right, we are back, and with maybe the all-time favorite recipe of this video, or of my channel in general, and you haven't even seen it yet. If you're anything like me, you have been obsessed with the new craze going around TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and just about anyone who's into fitness, and that is the absolutely insane pump that everyone's getting from Rice Krispie Treats. Well, I thought instead of having one of these tiny little squares for 90 calories, we can make our own, make it fall themed, make it fun, and it's gonna be an insanely anabolic and delicious pump-filled recipe for all of our bodybuilders or pump chasers out there. Briefly, when we run over the ingredients that you're gonna need, it really comes down to just a couple of things, is some sort of marshmallows. If you can find the low-calorie, sugar-free marshmallows, then definitely go ahead and use those. I had to go with the Walmart brand. Some, I can't believe it's not butter light version, pumpkin pie spice, and then some sort of Rice Krispie cereal. And then if you wanna zest it up like I did, you can add some chocolate chips. I'm using the Lily's white chocolate, but if I had the pumpkin spice at the time, I would have thrown those in there as well. But as you can see, some pretty simple ingredients. Let's get straight into making it. All right, so in your mixing bowl, you're gonna get about 100 grams of marshmallows, 1 tablespoon of, I can't believe it's not light butter, and about 2 grams of pumpkin pie spice. Then microwave in intervals of about 30 seconds. All right, about 2 cycles of that, and your marshmallows are pretty much ready to go. You then wanna add 1 scoop of protein powder of choice. I'm going with some cinnamon toast flavor because it's resemblance of fall season. Go ahead and mix this thoroughly. And once that's mixed, you're gonna add your Rice Krispie cereal. I did right at 40 grams and thoroughly mix it together. Then you're gonna transfer it into a pan and go ahead and spray the pan so it doesn't stick. Now that you have your Rice Krispie treat, go ahead and let it sit in the fridge and cool down. All right, now when it is all cooled off and ready to enjoy, I cannot wait to dig in because wow, this looks so delicious and just smells so good too. Like, and what's crazy is, so I have 6 slices here, which is what this entire recipe made. And this is the size of 1 square of a Rice Krispie treat. That is crazy. So I would say it's about maybe 60, 70% the size of like one of my Rice Krispie treats. And when I get into the macros, trust me, there is no comparing those at all. Been waiting for this moment. Right off the bat, you get a strong pumpkin spice, cinnamon flavor, and a great, great crunch that you want from a Rice Krispie. That is delicious. Like I said, this is probably gonna be the favorite recipe for everyone here because it's 1, so easy to make. 2, you could just make more if you wanted to. It's still very, very simply. And like, it just is so good. This is exactly what you want it to be. This is exactly what you want it to taste like. So I don't think I need to sell this to you anymore. because I really can't stop eating it. So if that doesn't tell you how amazing it is, I don't know what will. But if you will, let me please go into the macros of this, because as you know, these guys are about 100 calories a piece with, I think, 0 grams of protein. So for the entire batch, for 6 full Rice Krispie treats, it's 660 calories, which when we do the math, comes out to 110 calories. So yes, there are a little more calories, but it's a little bigger than these as well. And you're getting 5 grams protein per each, which is still better than what you're getting in here. And like I said, bigger, tastes better, really all around better. And you can say you made them yourself. If I would have been able to do this recipe with the low-cal marshmallows, I would have saved an extra about 200 calories in the entire recipe. But because I tried this recipe so many times, perfecting it for you, I ran out of my healthy marshmallows and could not find any more. But I think everything else in this recipe is perfect to a T. If you wanted to even add some anabolic icing to them, make it even more anabolic. But this recipe right here is unreal. I'm so happy I made it, so happy you guys get to go make it now. And let's finish on with the next recipe. All right, you know I couldn't leave you without one more delicious anabolic recipe, and this one can also be a dessert, but also be a breakfast. We're gonna be making some of my famous, super delicious, anabolic, high protein, low calorie, high volume French toast, but with a fall kick and pumpkin pie spiced. Let me tell you right now, you are not going to not want to make this recipe. Let me start off with the ingredients. You're gonna need some 45 calorie bread. This one actually just recently picked up at Aldi, doing an Aldi grocery haul. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn your bell on, so that way you don't miss the grocery haul of Aldi. It's gonna be a great one. The same Cinnamon Toast Crunch protein that we've been using, some egg white, your pumpkin pie spice, your pumpkin puree, and then we're gonna make some anabolic icing to put on top. Another great find that I just found, the Lily's pumpkin spice chocolate chips. Had no idea these existed until today, and they were on sale at Walmart. Had to get those. But the rest of your ingredients for anabolic icing, and then some sugar-free syrup on top. So very simple ingredients. Let's get straight into making it. All right, in a mixing bowl, you're gonna wanna add about 200 grams of egg whites. Next, add 1 scoop of your protein powder, about 3 grams of your pumpkin pie spice, and if you want, a little bit of salt and vanilla extract. Go ahead and stir that up however you like. I'm gonna use this little frother thing. Next, you can take your baking pan, spray it with some nonstick spray, preheat this, and set your 4 pieces of 45 calorie bread in the bowl to soak. And while that cooks, you can make your anabolic icing. I'm not gonna make a lot of it or go into a lot of detail because we've talked about how to make it before. Briefly, it's yogurt, sugar-free, fat-free cheesecake jello. And then to make it pumpkin, you add a little bit of pumpkin and some pumpkin pie spice. Mix and simple as that. And after about 3 minutes aside, it should be ready. Now, because I am that guy, I'm gonna make French toast sticks. Lastly, we wanna top it with a little bit of syrup and some pumpkin pie spice lilies. All right, well, in all truthfulness and all fairness, this might be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Not only is it a completely loaded plate, it's completely loaded with protein and completely, utterly loaded with flavor. I don't wanna waste any more time. I just wanna dig in. Let's get to it. I'm gonna do 1 piece dipped in the anabolic. What? And here we go. Really doesn't get any better than that. It's everything you love about French toast. It's everything you love about fall. It's everything you could ever want out of a breakfast or dessert, where you're gonna leave extremely satiated, extremely happy, extremely fall themed, and extremely within your macros. The bread choice in here is amazing. The combination of the Lily's chocolate chips and the anabolic icing all together is superb. I don't know what else to say other than this also just didn't take very long at all to make. I think I made the entire thing in under probably 12 minutes. So yes, it tastes absolutely incredible, but how are the macros looking on it? And honestly, I don't know what's better, the taste or the macros. For just the French toast, which is really just the protein, the bread, and the egg whites, we're sitting at 400 calories, almost on the dot, with 63 grams of protein. That's insane. And when you add in the chocolate chips, the anabolic icing, and the syrup. You might add an extra like 200 calories, but you're gonna get the added protein of the Dandelion Fit Greek yogurt, so you're really still well within what you're working with. So like I said, for a healthy dessert or a healthy breakfast, you cannot go wrong with this. I even think you add a couple of slices of turkey bacon and you can split this between 2 people and still be fully satiated whenever you leave the table. I literally cannot put this food down right now, but I need to close out the video. So if you guys did enjoy it, please press thumbs up button. This video took a very long time to prep and create. If you wanna watch any more videos, I'm gonna leave one here or here. If you're new here, subscribe, get ready for all the content coming, and I will be seeing you in the next one. Peace.